A mother drives deep into the woods with her 8-year-old daughter. She brings with her only a few items: a blanket, a juice box, and a handwritten letter that ends with the words, "I'll meet you in heaven." And what happens next is a nightmare soaked in delusion, fear, and fentanyl. Was it mercy, madness, or murder disguised as divine instruction? This is not just another tragic headline. This is a descent into the mind of a woman who claimed God told her it was her time to die and to take her child with her. Welcome back to Far From Fiction, where true crime crosses the line into the unthinkable. I'm Rob, and every week we explore the real stories that are as haunting as any horror film, because they actually happened. If you're drawn to the dark corners of the human mind, crimes that defy logic, and stories that leave you questioning what is real, you've come to the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stick around, because today's case is one that you will not forget. Before the headlines, before the letters, before the poison, there was just Skye. Skye Naggy was a 32-year-old hairstylist and a single mother living in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, a small, quiet town where not much happens, until it does. Neighbors described her as polite, quiet, kind, and she kept to herself, but those that knew her well started to notice that things were a little bit off. In the months leading up to October 2022, Skye began to post cryptic messages online. One video, nearly 35 minutes long, showed her staring wide-eyed into a camera, claiming she had seen demons, that God had spoken to her, that something terrible was coming, and she needed to prepare.
Hi. I just wanted to encourage anyone. I want to encourage you that no matter what comes or happens on this earth, good or bad, that forgive me, I'm tired right now. I might redo this, but I've been just wanting to make a video because it's like a way that I can think of to tell people in case anyone just decides that they want to watch, just in case it would help anyone. Probably not, because, I'm not God, I'm just me. God is God, and he's really, I'm not. But I've been feeling so much peace that passes understanding, and actually a lot of joy when it doesn't make sense the whole way. It does make sense because of him, and that's why I want to reach out to you. If no matter what happens on this earth, God warns us. When Jesus was on the earth, he warned his disciples like how it would be in the times on earth before he would return. And he gives really specific details, and he does it because how good it feels when somebody tells you the truth in love. Jesus doesn't manipulate us. He doesn't hate us. He loves us. He loves us so much that he tells us the truth. He warns us about things. He warns us about things, and it makes me so happy. There's things going on in my life right now that at first I was really upset about. I wasn't thinking clearly. I was really angry at my own mistakes, for sure, and the mistakes of others and things like that too. But I've been feeling so much more peace now, because I can see he's been preparing me for this and telling me of it in specific detail for a long time, for a few years. And it's actually it wows me. It blows my mind it blows my mind how much how specifically he's even prepared me, and how he specifically prepares all of us. And like, no matter what happens here on earth, like, it's only a very small part of all of eternity. And I didn't always believe this, so like, I'm obviously speaking to you from what I believe and what I know to be true. But I didn't always believe this. I didn't always know it to be true. There was a time where I didn't know it to be true. And I said, God, I was crying, and I said, God, if you're real, give me hope. I need hope right now. Give me hope if you're real. And he did. He gave me hope. He filled me with the Spirit. And I didn't start out praying like in tongues and things like that, like some people. That didn't happen till later, but he gave me hope. It was like difference between, sundown and sunrise. I mean, well, that's not a good example, because sometimes that looks the same, but it's not. It's, oh my goodness. I felt like a brand new person. I literally was born again. I was a completely different person. I went to bed and I woke up completely different, and I just knew that Jesus is Lord, and I knew that God is my Father. I just knew God. All of a sudden knew God. I got revelation, like thoughts I never had flowing to my mind and things like that. And there's all kind of big gifts and all kind of power on the earth, but he tells us that in the Bible. He tells us that in these times there will be signs and wonders and things like that. But he's more real, and God is love, and he loves, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, he's love. And I'm so thankful, because I can't, he's so pleased with people when they just choose to believe in him, when they don't even have a reason to, and they just choose to believe that Jesus is Lord. He's so pleased with them. But I think he knows, I am so weak. I am so weak and needy. So I'm so thankful. I've very much gotten to receive his love, and I've very much gotten to feel his love. I've felt his physical manifest presence. Physical presence. I've felt him physically. It was him. God, do I deserve to feel God's presence? No. Not without his blood and body. Not without his sacrifice. He died on the cross and he rose again to life. No, I definitely did it when I was, when he first gave me hope. I was getting drunk and just didn't even care about him or even know if he was real, and I was showing my friends about porn and stuff at that time. Just being silly, but making dumb decisions. But he is Lord, and he just let me experience him. And I'm probably gonna end this soon, but it's just oh my gosh, I feel like he's so pleased with people who just choose to have faith in him, and that's all you need. That's all you need. And I just want to see, he wants to see you in heaven one day. He wants to be with you forever in heaven. He wants to be with you right now, and he wants to show you how much he loves you. And he's loved me like a best friend and like a husband, and he is so good. He is so good. God is so good, and the bad things that happen are not his fault. He warns us of them, and one day no bad stuff's going to be there at all.
Her delusions grew darker. She told family members that she believed a serial killer was coming for her and her daughter. She believed that they were being watched, that there was only one way to be safe, and it wasn't calling the police. Skye wasn't a monster. She was a woman spiraling into a psychotic break, and no one, not even those closest to her, could truly see how far she was slipping. By the time that authorities pieced it all together, a child would have nearly died, and a mother would never be the same. On October 25th, 2022, Skye loaded her daughter into the car and drove away from Greensburg. No one knew where she was going, no one knew what she had planned to do, but she knew, and she had it all written out. She brought with her a blanket, a bottle of apple juice, and several letters, each one written out as if she knew they'd be read after her death, her final thoughts, her confession, and her farewell. In her fractured mind, Skye believed that she was saving her daughter from a brutal fate, one she thought was divinely foretold. She didn't see it as killing her child, she saw it as freeing her. But what she didn't know was that her family had already reached out to authorities. Concerned by her behavior and online posts, they pleaded for help. Police traced her phone to a remote section of the woods near the lake, and what they found would haunt them. Skye and her daughter were found unconscious, lying on a blanket. The girl ingested fentanyl-laced juice and was slipping towards her death. Emergency responders rushed to administer life-saving care. In a miraculous fate, the child survived, just barely. Doctors confirmed she had both fentanyl and other opioids in her system. And when investigators searched Skye's belongings, they found the truth was written in black and white. This was never an accident. It was an orchestrated end, one that, in Skye's mind, had already been divinely approved. But her plan had failed, and now she would have to answer for it. After her arrest, the truth emerged in fragments, letters, interviews, and psychiatric evaluations. But even in pieces, the story was terrifyingly clear. Police recovered multiple handwritten notes from Skye. They weren't just apologies, they were explanations. In her mind, she was acting out of love. She believed that the serial killer was coming for them, that God had warned her, that this was the only way to protect her daughter from torture and death. The justice system faced a difficult question. Was this the work of a calculating killer, or the desperate act of a woman who had lost to untreated psychosis? During the trial, Skye pleaded guilty, but mentally ill, to a long list of charges included attempted homicide, aiding suicide, kidnapping, endangering the welfare of a child. Her goal was to save her daughter from a serial killer, she told the court. She did not realize she had schizophrenia until it was too late. A forensic psychologist's evaluation confirmed what those closest to her had long feared. Skye suffered from schizophrenia, a serious mental illness that had gone undiagnosed and untreated. The hallucinations, the paranoia, the letters, it all made a tragic kind of sense. The courts did accept her plea, but that didn't mean that she would be walking free. On March 27, 2024, nearly a year and a half after that night in the woods, Skye Naggy stood before a judge and heard her sentence. 7 to 14 years in prison, followed by a 10-year probation, a mental health treatment plan, and no contact with her daughter. Her daughter had survived physically, but the psychological wounds of being poisoned by the person that was meant to protect you, those don't heal easily. And now, the child is being raised by other family members, away from the woman who once tried to end both their lives in the name of protection. Skye Naggy didn't kill her daughter, but she killed something else that night. Trust, safety, the idea that a mother's love can never be dangerous. Her story is not one of evil, it's one of tragedy. A system that failed to catch the signs, a mind that fell into the darkness, a child who will carry the scars forever. Cases like this remind us that sometimes the most terrifying crimes don't come from hate, but from heartbreak and untreated illness. What makes a story so chilling isn't just what happened, it's how close it came to ending in complete silence. Thank you for watching this episode of Far From Fiction. If the story affected you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, there are resources out there. No one should have to face the darkness alone. If you found this case compelling, consider subscribing and sharing the episode. We cover new stories every single week that walk the line between real horror and raw humanity. Apart from Far From Fiction every Wednesday, I release 2 other series weekly here on the channel. On Mondays, I host Echoes of the Past, a paranormal history and haunting series where we delve into some of the world's most haunted locations. Then on Friday, I share a chapter from one of my original stories that will captivate you up until the end of every conclusion. That is on my series, The Friday Night Campfire Stories, the namesake of the channel. This week, I'll be starting a brand new story called Utopia. It's a story that follows Anna, who lives in this perfect town with perfect people, perfect streets, perfect everything. Almost too perfect. Follow along as Anna uncovers the secrets and conspiracies that have you questioning what is real. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, sometimes the scariest stories are true. As always, thank you for spending a little bit of your evening here with me.